So welcome all you beautiful beings, everybody who gets to see this video. You're watching it on purpose. I am Rosie Glow. If you don't know that already, I channel divine grace and the codes for the new earth paradigm. And having just got back from an amazing retreat in Santorini, I have been guided to offer something specifically for heart-centered visionaries, for heart-centered thought leaders, although that seems a little bit paradoxical. For those of you who are business leaders seeking to lead from the heart, the influencers, the creators of entertainment that are here to create a whole new paradigm. That's exactly what we're here to do. But what we really need to do is to learn how to navigate uncharted territory and to create new from old. This is why I got called to create this 3-day challenge. And I'm really excited to invite those of you who feel the call, you're heeding the call to join me from Sunday, 7 p.m. That's the 21st of this month, May. We're going to do 3 consecutive days. I'm calling this challenge Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless, which is exactly what my course is called. And it is important because this is where we will be unpacking the essential components that are required for true heart-led, soul-inspired or soul-guided leadership, and how it is that we can actually lead from the heart, respect others' sovereignty, respect others' autonomy, navigate the challenges that typically we will encounter as we're seeking to do something, but we're potentially doing it from a place that is not going to create the results that we intend. And also how we can truly transmute old systems, old issues. And I say them old because they belong in the old world. I'm talking about inequality, I'm talking about sexism, racism, lack consciousness, all the different ways that we end up divided, we end up in division, we end up in conflict, we end up in separation. And how we can really leave that behind and not let it be a part of our future reality. All of my areas of expertise have led me to recognize how important it is to share this information at this point in time. And there are those of us on this planet who have the specific purpose of holding the vibration and the intention of the new world. Others are bringing the old world down. We all have different roles to play. We all have different branches of this tree that we're here to basically expand, grow, and own, right? And so this invitation really is for all of us to step into where we're truly meant to be, so that we can give everyone else the opportunity to step where they're truly meant to be. Because there's so many of us who are compassionate, heart-centered beings who are doing a lot of work that isn't our work to do. And we're also doing a lot of self-sacrificing in our intention to save the world. Now, just imagine for a moment if the world said to you, or the guides around this planet said, hey, please just leave that bit to us. You've got one part to play. Your part is exclusive to you. And it's really important that you know what that is and how to play that part in the best possible way. And that's exactly why I'm creating this 3-day challenge. So if you want to know a little bit more about it, ultimately, I'm looking for you to challenge yourself, to challenge your leadership, to challenge your business, to challenge where you think you're somewhere potentially, but actually you can have such a big shift by seeing something from a different perspective. And I don't want to reveal it all now because I want to get you to come along to the challenge. Yes, it is going to be recorded. And yes, for a short period of time, the replays will be available, because if you're anything like me, being available 3 days in a row at the same time is challenging. So the invitation really, though, is to show up at this point, because one of the biggest challenges in leadership is self-belief. Okay. And when you are looking to create a new world and there isn't really a map for it, we have the power of our imagination to support us, but everything around us typically is not supporting us to hold that vision. So how can we actually do it? How can we get out of our own way? And one of the key things is to have the ability, the belief, that you have the ability to lead, even if you do question yourself, even if you do doubt yourself, which is a healthy thing. So being able to understand that even though you're nervous, you can do it, even though that you have some sense of doubt and fear, you can actually bring that with you and really allow that to be part of your skill set rather than something that is debilitating. So we often mask from ourselves, and from the world how we truly feel. And, it can be scary to show up, especially when the tried and tested methods don't work anymore and you're being called to follow internal guidance that your mind is arguing with, your programming saying, no way, Jose. So how can you listen? How can you trust that, everything you've been told so far doesn't operate on this new level, and you're actually going to need to step forward and truly believe in yourself and your ability to do exactly what is needed, to know exactly what is required in the moment that it is required, and not a moment before. It's so much fun. It's called flying by the seat of your pants, I think is the term. Each day of this challenge, we're going to uncover one element of the deep inner work that is absolutely essential for stratospheric impact, and that is so easily overlooked by badass conscious entrepreneurs. This is your invitation to get aligned with the New Earth game by doing it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can head over to starpiececonsciousness.com. I talk in brief about the fact that the old game is the game of duality, the game of chess, which there's right, there's wrong, there's good, there's bad, there's, this real sense of being able to judge things as one or the other, which keeps us in a state of duality and conflict. That's the old game. The new game is we're not playing chess anymore between evil and good. We're actually wiping the slate clean, and we're all an individual puzzle piece in the collective puzzle of the New Earth paradigm that I call Paradise Earth. Now, in case you missed the previous videos I made about all of this, recently I hosted a retreat in Santorini, and I literally received the guidance for this retreat. It was for those who wanted to activate the Paradise Earth codes in themselves and felt called to the land to activate it in the land. It was also for those who are ready to integrate the divine human selves, which, if you don't know what that means, I'm talking about your soul self and your human self coming together, your eternal nature, your ancient nature, which is in your bloodlines, and your physical present reality all integrating. This is about being a multi-dimensional being. So I'll go into more of these details when we actually have the time together over this 3-day challenge. What I wanted to do was just to give you a real sense of some of the common, pitfalls that we all fall into that actually mean that we end up going around in circles, really struggling rather than able to have the kind of impact that we want to in this world. And how important it is at this point, we recognize that none of us are going to do it solo. It's all about joining forces. It's all about integrating with others who have a similar frequency to ours. And in the weaving of this tapestry, we're creating, as I said, a whole new vision. And this is each of us being the puzzle piece of this Paradise Earth puzzle, and also this tapestry of a New Earth paradigm, which, if you can conceive it's possible, that tells you that it's something that we can get on with co-creating. But there's always doubt, there's always fear, there's always history, not her story, history, that tells us that no, it can't be like that because this is the way it's always been. I'm asking you to put all of that aside, to bring in your creative power to create something new, and to recognize how to do this as a leader of the New Earth paradigm. Because again, depending on our age, depending on, if you like, where we are in the world, we have almost a different style of leadership to share as well with those who are ready. So everyone has their part to play. There's no right or wrong. Remember that. So in day one, we're going to be looking at the gift of fear and how to work with it so it propels you forward rather than holds you back from making the intuitive changes your heart suggests but your mind argues with. Now, this is what I mean about that retreat that I went and I shared with those who are ready. Like, I thought I was doing a retreat for like the Paradise Earth codes, and then just before, about a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before I'm getting ready to go, I get these other codes coming through. I get the Christ-like miracle codes coming through. I get the Atlantean master teacher codes coming through. And I'm like, what are you talking about? A year ago, I didn't even transmit codes. What is this? And this is what I mean. When you start to access your superpowers, when you start to access your gifts, because you've done the groundwork to receive this higher frequency instruction, it does take a real sense of inner trust and inner faith to step forward where you haven't seen an example of it before. And that is what we're doing as the vibration holders of the New Earth, as the leaders of the New Earth. We're literally creating the bridge from the old world to the new one step at a time. And you have to have faith to put your foot forward, knowing that that part of the bridge will be built as you step on it through the power of your intent. Now, there is a little caveat there, because this is not about forcing. It's not about willpower. It's not about forcing things to be a certain way. One of the absolute keys to everything I teach is actually about putting your soul in control. And being heart-led, soul-inspired, or soul-guided means asking for support, getting the guidance, and then not arguing with it. But that's a whole other story. Day 2, the relationship between being loved up, juiced up, and fired up as a highly effective and trustworthy leader who not only inspires but transforms those around you, and why it is essential you get selfish to be truly selfless. Now, this is going to challenge a whole load of old paradigm stuff, right? Especially if we have a bit of a, how do I put it without sounding mean? Many of us self-sacrifice. We've got a martyr wound going on, which we've inherited. And actually, it's not how the new world can be built. It's an old world way of being, and you can't bring it with you in the same way that you can't bring your lack consciousness with you. We also can't keep bringing with us our pain that we haven't actually transmuted yet. We haven't evolved beyond, we haven't healed, we haven't allowed ourselves to accept. And that's what I mean by healing. We're moving out of the realm now, my friends, as leaders, where, you know, others just follow us blindly and do what we tell them. Okay, that's not what this is about at all. We've moved beyond the era of the guru, the era of, you know, the teacher that everyone just follows in blind faith and trust and doesn't argue with. And if you look at the world today, you'll see that we're not really encouraged to challenge the authority that is self-confessed authority. It's the authority that stepped forward that we're all supposed to listen to, because, well, we're scared to not follow that authority. We're scared to follow our inner authority. Obviously, as leaders, there's no place for that, but fear is a part of the journey. So how do you work with fear? How do you work with doubt? It's a common theme we're going to address. And on day 3, we're looking at how to truly transform limitation into liberation, and what it means to access your authenticity and limitless potential, because this can take you so far. This can take you so many more places. And I'll reveal what that truly means, because superpowers are beyond our senses. Superpowers are what allows a lot of what you've heard about in sci-fi or maybe in your fantasy novels that you've read becoming true reality for us. We are becoming lighter beings. There is more of our soul light that's being infused into our physical reality. Some of you may have heard that we're moving from a carbon-based to a crystalline-based cellular structure. Now, again, you can take everything with a pinch of salt, but allow yourself, as a heart-led, soul-inspired leader in the making, to step beyond what you know, all right? To allow yourself to open to possibilities that till now might have seemed impossible to you. Open to the realms of miracles and magic. Open to the realm of synchronicity, as opposed to just, what's the word that they use? I say they. The word that is just coincidence. Everything is coexisting in the now. So if you are someone who has an awareness of your soul, your higher self, but you're not sure how to channel this part of you fully in your daily life, at work or at home, this is going to be really valuable for you, because being guided by the part of us that's beyond our conditioning is essential for us to create this new earth paradigm. And I know there's quite a few beautiful souls who are awakening humans who are still very much in the spiritual closet and have quite a compartmentalized life. You know, I do my yoga, I do my meditation, that's over here, and then I play this role in my family, and I'm like this at work. No. We've got to bring all of it into integrity, okay? And there's something I've seen time and again with every client that I've worked with, those who are really reaching for the stars, very often been going so fast ahead that there's some key components that are the foundation level components that aren't there. And you've all heard the saying, you cannot build a castle on sand, right? You cannot build anything that is going to truly be long-lasting, regenerative, sustainable if the groundwork hasn't been done, if the roots are not deep. And that's what I'm a specialist in, is getting to the root of issues, is being able to get beyond scratching the surface of something and to get really into what's going on here and how can we shift it so it's no longer a problem in the future. And if you like the idea that as we change our view of the world around us changes, then this is exactly what I'm talking about, my friends. Okay, that's what this challenge is about. So also, you know, you may find yourself beating yourself up a lot over things that you feel are wrong with you, when if you actually look at them in a different way, you'll discover they are your superpowers. And of course they can be looked at differently, and these sensitivities can really become strengths rather than hindrances, and I really want to address that. So if this is something that you find maybe resonating with you, then you do want to join that challenge. It's going to be amazing. Also, what else was I going to say? I did a video on YouTube yesterday about being highly gifted. Maybe not recognizing you're highly gifted, but recognizing yourself as being neurodivergent or neurodiverse. You know, we're living in a world today where I would say the norm is to not be neurotypical, whatever on earth that means. We are here to be inclusive, to celebrate diversity, to play to everyone's strengths, to let go of where we're holding ourselves back. And as heart-led, soul-inspired leaders, you know, as the visionaries that are creating the new earth, it is essential that we are coming from our heart rather than our solar plexus. And by that, I mean our healed, resolved inner family rather than our wounded inner family, which is an imprint of our own early needs not being met. Now, this is the foundation of my work. Okay, I know what an impact that time in the womb and the first 7 years of life have on us. And it is where, when you make the shifts there, you'll have the most impact everywhere else, particularly in how we create new paradigms for the future. So if you like the sound of all of this, if you are aware, for example, that fear, if you're honest with yourself, is actually still motivating quite a lot of your decision making, how you show up, how you plan for the future, then this is going to be really valuable for you, because fearless, loved up and limitless is really about unpacking these three areas and recognizing how they're the alchemy, if you like, for creating something new from the old. Because if we do keep deferring to the brain and the mind, we will only ever create more of the same. You cannot create anything different unless you alchemize. And the alchemizing is what we'll be talking about in this 3-day challenge. So all you have to do, sign up to the link. The link will be in the text box or in the bio, depending on where you actually see this video. Please do show up live if you can. There's something very powerful about when I'm transmitting live. Grab yourself a notebook and pen. Remember, as I said, that we will have the replays are available for a limited period of time. I want you to really please prioritize this now. If you've got others that you would like to share this with, please do, because we are building community. It is all about cooperation. It is all about communication. The future isn't built through isolation. So it's really important for us to share together. And I will be revealing elements of my course and what is available to you if you would like to work with me one-to-one or in a group format, and how you can actually get started wherever you are on your journey. Because for me, I had to start where I was able to say yes to, and just to keep going. And so when you are ready to take that courageous step to believe in yourself, to invest in yourself, to recognize the potential of facing your fears, facing what's uncomfortable, facing what you normally sweep under the carpet and try to avoid, wonderful things start happening. And if you have people in your life you can truly trust to guide you through the scary bits, to guide you through the bits you're in denial about, the bits you don't even see, because as far as you're concerned, they don't even exist. Ironically, others can see it, but you can't, right? We can't see our own blind spots. Then magic can really start to happen. And that's what I want to get going with all of you, because this is the time. Okay, we are all here at this point to activate our biggest dream, to stop playing small, to go and get in alignment with that biggest idea that we have, to expand our potential, our belief of what is possible, and to step fully into it. Put our big girl pants, big boy pants, big they pants on, put our big boots on, grow into this new version of ourselves and step forward. And yeah, I'm here for those of you who are brave enough to actually go, I want something more than this. And in so doing, I will see you in this live. So follow the link, sign up ASAP, and we will kick off on Sunday, 7 p.m. BST, which I believe is 2 p.m. EST and 11 a.m. PST. So, you know, if you'd like to join from the US, those are the times. And of course, in Europe, you are 1 hour ahead of England at the moment, I believe, Central European time. So it'll be 1 or 2 hours ahead, depending where you are in the world. Love you lots and lots and lots. Take care for now, and I look forward to seeing you there.